Ah, but you see, this is a special kind of snow. Hello, gamers. Today we're going to play some warm snow. So, the best way I describe this game, it's Hades, like the gameplay of Hades, with the design sensibilities of Gunfire Reborn, in that you can just go completely wumbo, as opposed to Hades, which generally keeps you fairly grounded in reality. And the localization is very, very, very crusty. I should be on my second save, yeah. Because I've been playing quite a bit this weekend. I actually really like this game. And I got a key. I got a copy of this game from the devs. The devs are publisher. This is a Chinese roguelike. It's been in development for a few years. I want to say it got fully released recently. Like, it's out of early access. It's been in early access for a bit. And I hadn't really heard anybody talk about this game. But I enjoy roguelikes, so I wanted to give it a shot. And it turns out it's quite fun. So I'm going to let the intro rock. Hopefully it should play everything starting from the beginning. Okay, then we're good. Also, pay attention here, because this doesn't play again. There's very little story in this game. It's not like Hades in that it is very story-focused. Look, warm snow. Warm snow, don't breathe this. I'm gonna give you a bit of a spoiler. The snow is not snow. Okay, so. There we go, keyboard, or controller. So, your basic controls, you got a melee combo, hold square to just attack automatically. You don't have to mash, thankfully, because you can attack really quickly in this game. Then you got swords. Your swords are your gun, basically, like your cast almost in Hades, and you can throw them at enemies. And then once you run out of swords, you can either go pick them up manually, or you can press R2 to zorp them back to you, and anything in the way of the swords will also take damage. You also have a dash, like in Hades. They call it a flicker. It's a dash. And then every now and then you'll find relics. These are basically like boons. They modify a certain aspect of your moveset, but the difference is that this one, you can pick a slot for them to apply to, and you can also move them around. So for example, the big bone, that's one relic, but if I put it in my core slot, it gives me, excuse me, it gives me an active skill that lets me do, 30 damage and stun everything around me. If I put it in my power slot, that lets my final attack in my combo do a little shockwave and cause a stun. And then if I put it in my agility slot, it does an effect on flicker, and then if I put it on skill, it just does a different effect. So, you have different options. I think I'll put it in my final blow. Just get the shockwave. So there you go. Bone. Also, this game gets really loud, so it may sound kind of quiet now, but that's because when you get into fights, it gets real noisy. So recalling your swords does have a cooldown on it. You can see there in the corner, there's like 10 seconds. There are ways to modify that. But right now we just have a basic loadout. Right now it's still super early on, so all the attacks are very telegraphed. Real obvious to dodge. The same sound effect can stack and just pretty much, yeah. Okay. So now that we have... this is actually the starting area once you go through a run. And eventually these statues are going to be replaced with gods to worship. But right now all we have is ya boy Shura. So Shura is kind of your melee focus. The top box just tells you what you're going to get regardless. And then the bottom one lets you choose, do you want to have... do you want to have your swords improve your melee damage and then have your melee damage improve your swords and you kind of bounce back and forth? Or you can have it so your swords automatically shoot when you do a combo and it also increases your defense. So I think I'm just going to do Flurry for simplicity's sake. That way it's easier to tell when I'm throwing my swords. Since this is the first run, you only have access to the one god, but eventually you get more. I think it's when you beat all the bosses, like every chapter boss that you beat, you get a new skill. Also, you can hit enemies way off screen with your swords. It's a really nice way to make things easier for you. So these icons tell you what's coming up in the next room. Blue icons mean that it's just standard currency room. Thank you, Jordan. That's $5 more. I'm gonna be so rich after the stream. And right now the enemies are super easy because this is the prologue chapter. This is just a chance to get acclimated to controls and get a few free upgrades. They will get harder, don't worry. Alright, so purples are passives. I generally try and prioritize these because they're pretty nice. I'm gonna see if I can recall through those guys. There we go. So yeah, you saw the swords went through and dealt damage to them. So these are your passive books. When you pick one up, you get a choice of 3 skills. Sect skills, as they call them. Always practice safe sects. Eventually you get the option to re-roll these. Right now I don't have it because I just started. But we have all attack goes up by 5%. Not really impressive. When you get hit, you get a chance to get a shield, which is not incredible. And then you increase your damage for every 50 blue souls you have. We'll probably take that. Alright, so the sword icon means that you get a new sword. Right now we have Unordinary. That is sufficient to accomplish the mission. I told you this game has a very crusty localization. The best part, Freighter 5, is that not every... It's not even a Canada-wide holiday, it's just some provinces observe it. So we're gonna go get a new sword. Which, what was the rules on the power again? It was like shooting a flying sword boosts the damage of your next melee attack. When your melee attack hits, your sword recall. Okay, so every time I hit somebody with my attack with my sword, it lowers the cooldown by 1 second. So as long as I'm hitting stuff, I can blast those swords out pretty quickly. Okay.
Wow.
Yo, Jordan. Thank you for the dollar. Hold up, I keep forgetting to open up the dashboard. I don't know why I didn't read that. Maybe it was too long. I know I have text-to-speech enabled. Ah, you spent it on warm snow. Fair enough. Yeah, I need to see if something changed, because it should be doing text-to-speech there. Regardless, thank you. Okay, so the graphic, like the swords themselves, are all the same in terms of performance. The big difference here is the Excalibur effect. An Excalibur effect is a very convoluted way of saying it is a conditional passive. It might be a minimum. I don't think I said it like that, but I'd have to check. So Excalibur effect is a convoluted way to say conditional passive. And basically this one says if you have a specific relic in your core slot, you have a higher chance of triggering an effect on that relic. So it's still better to take this than the basic sword because, you know, you get more attack speed, and if we get an enemy drunk, they'll take a little more damage. Drunk is a status effect in this game, by the way. Alright, time to fight a boss. A boss. Not a woo. Oops. Oh, right, he kind of charges at you. So, first boss, pretty simple. Just kind of dodge in a circle, you'll get him. And he's summoning buddies, so it's not going to be long before he's gone. One thing with bosses in this game, any kind of attacks or like adds that remain after you kill the boss, they will still hurt you. Like, they'll still stick around and be a problem, so be careful. Don't just put down the controller. You have both Zombie Finger and Realgar. Your poison damage is increased by 50%. Don't have either of those, so... Okay, so there's Berserker Blood. Actually, wasn't that the thing that we had the... Oh, perfect. So yeah, we can put Berserker Blood in our core slot and get a higher chance at triggering Rage Explosion, because right now, by default, this has a 10% chance on a melee or flying sword attack to give you Rage Explosion. And so that'll double it to 20%, which is pretty nice. There's also different rarities of relics that give you better versions of those skills. Like right now, the Big Bone, it's just common. It doesn't have any special characteristics, but I believe it goes... I want to say it's white, purple, and then orange. And then weapons are common, which are only ever shows up on your beginning sword. Rare, epic, legendary, and then impossible. I think I'm just going to recycle this for some money. Alright, let's see. During melee attack, chance to instantly heal. That's not bad. Defense up for each sword carried. I think I'm going to do follow through. Just because that lets me do free attacks when I do my skill. Also, sheath is your like when you recall your swords, that's your sheath skill. It's a little confusing because some gods don't let you do like sword recalls. They have different skills attached to them. Alright, so that's the first chapter down. Eventually we're going to unlock NPCs to kind of hang out here and do stuff. Like reforge weapons, give you random items, stuff like that, but right now we're still very early. Also, all the voiceover in this game is in Chinese, as you might imagine, being a Chinese game. Scroll of Pig. So we're starting to get a little Blender-esque here. A little bit of a blendy. Also, I should point out, Rage Explosion is a big boost to attack, movement, and flying sword damage. So you just kind of get that for free sometimes, and every 20%, it's a pretty good chance for that to happen. Big pig. Oh, jeez, I thought that would kill it for sure. The full recall. If you're playing on... I don't know if it has auto-aim if you're playing on mouse and keyboard, but controller does have auto-aim on the sword, so you don't have to be, like, super accurate. The swords will aim for you and handle everything. So yeah, these little guys are soul containers. You smash them and get some souls back. This is a healing zone. Obviously, you will get some healing for that. In the top left, you can see I've got the two little gourd icons. Those are my free use heals. Haven't had to use them yet, but I'm sure we will in the future. Having quick cooldowns on, oh geez, on like hitting enemies is pretty nice. Actually, wait, isn't it? I thought it was supposed to give me... When your melee attack hits, your sword recall cooldown is reduced by 1 second. Oh, maybe it's after I have an attack, like a boosted skill. I think that might be it. Like after you get it boosted by throwing out a sword. Sadly, this game doesn't really have a ton of, like, music going on. It's very subdued. We'll go see if we can get another sword, maybe a better one. It is so nice that you don't have to mash for combos, though, because holy crap, you do so quickly attacking later on. Ooh, legendary. Like, the problem is we do lose our effect here if we take that, and we're not really doing frost or lightning damage, and we also can't inflict bleed, so actually this isn't really a great idea to take it. We want to keep what we have right now. The little red icons are mini-bosses. You just kind of go through an area, and one of the enemies is going to be, like, super buff compared to the others. So we got a big pig. Still pretty easy to kill, though, because it's just a pig. Follow through. What is that? I don't know that I even have that skill. Oh, no, I do. On pickup, unleash one hurricane... Oh, right, this is when you pick up the swords and you get a spin attack. Deals more damage and chance to trigger blade storms increased by 10%. What was blade storm again? Chance to trigger blade storm. I don't know if I even have that skill. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep what I have right now. Because the rage explosion is really powerful. Like, your rage skills are usually pretty wumbo. Alright, jump in the well. I think this is the first time we meet the merchant slash goddess slash maybe bad antagonist. We don't know. So she sells a random selection of relics. So you get the 3 ones that you know what are going to get, and then there's a random epic rarity relic that you don't know which type it is going to be. And all these are of random quality, so they could be, you know, legendary, they could be the super common one. You won't know until you buy it. I should probably fill out my relic slots. I do wish you could see what relics did before you pick them up, because that's kind of one of the big problems with the game. It's really hard to tell what relics do until you've played a lot. And there's no real, like, encyclopedia to look up what stuff does. I want to say no, the nozzle shoots missiles. This one's for improving healing in general. And this is for dealing elemental damage specifically. Let's just get a random epic, and hopefully it's good. Oh, just got one of those. I'm gonna get the flicker, just shoot missiles when I dash. Also, some of the lines are not subtitled. Like one of the bosses... It's so weird, because some of the bosses are subtitled, some aren't. I remember if he does a 3 combo. I think he does a 3 dash in second phase. The boar abomination. Don't go too ham against this guy, no pun intended, because he is, he loves to dash. And if you're constantly swinging, you won't really hear the tell for him about to start dashing in. Yeah, it's a very boring boss. Oh, jeez, I got rammed. There we go. So we've been prompted to heal. The game's like, hey, you're gonna die. Oh, I think I got hit by the poison there. Jeez. Healing does have a bit of a use time on it, although eventually becomes instant. This game has meta progression unlocks. You know, just like every single roguelike released in the past 15 years. Mini-bosses, well, bosses and mini-bosses will drop some healing orbs for you, so you get a little bit of health back. What is this? Whenever you trigger cold blood sword cooldown is reduced by 1 second. That's not bad, actually. I do have the big bone, which causes stun, although I don't think bosses can be stunned. An improved chance of cold blood. Or no, it's not improved chance, it's whenever you trigger it, the recall cooldown is reduced. That's not bad. Yeah, I think I'm going to take that, actually. I picked the wrong one. And then, might as well just throw this in the last slot. We don't really have, like, an ice build going or anything like that, but it is still nice just to have something going on. And then passives. Melee speed plus 80%. Yes, please. Time to turn into a blender. And that's not even with the rage boost. Alright, let's break this dude out. Okay. So that is our gambler. Now he's going to show up in the in-between act camps and give us treats. Oh, jeez, I'm playing like crap now. So the 80% melee speed is pretty nice. Not going to lie. Problem is you have to be careful not to go too ham because, again, I don't have a ton of damage output right now. I just attack real quickly. Yeah, let's see what the swords have. What do you got? You have tricolor, crystal. Don't even have to read the rest of that because I'm not using that. God, I should probably take a heal here. Yeah, give him a Sith moment for the boar. Yeah, we got the swiggle swords. Oh, we got some lore. What? The snow is not snow? How's it going, Cedar Rock? It's going pretty alright. This is warm snow. It might be alive. It almost reminds me a little bit of the East games, where you just kind of turn into a blender. So these, by the way, they don't recover your healing potions, your gourds, they just give you an instant heal. So if you've used a potion, you probably don't want to go to a healing room if you don't need it. Leftover chicken and waffles? Oh, nice. Nope. Ooh, rotten bun. Sounds like a fire truck. So these lore items are actually important. It's not just for story purposes. Oh my god. I'm fragging out a little bit here. What does this give me? Melee attack speed plus 15%, movement speed plus 7%. When you hit 100 rage, you enter Phantom mode, which gives you increased movement and attack speed, and also deals damage to enemies when you pass through them. Oh, I'm really liking this game. It's really cool. Like, it's definitely not as polished as, like, Hades, but it does let you go ham in a way Hades does not. Like, look at the look. There's just an N and a period in the middle of the sentence there. Why? I don't know. Just is. When attacked, you receive one... Oh, when I'm attacked, ew. I have to get hit 10 times to heal 15% HP? No thanks. But this is also a white tier relic, so it's not very good. I don't have the ability to distill this yet, but eventually you can convert these relics into, like, passive stats. You can get, like, a little more health or damage from converting those. Yeah, obviously it's not going to be, like, I'm not going to demand, oh, the translation has to be 100% perfect. But, like, there are a lot of completely unlocalized strings or text that just terminates with no real reason for it. Oh, did he smack me right before he died? What a scumbag. So these little arrows just mean that you're going to run into the merchant lady next. Merchant slash antagonist, I don't know, maybe. Random legendary relic. Yeah, let's go for that. Yellow charm.
太棒了！再给我更多的礼
On
物。
dealing flying sword damage, 15% chance to shoot divine charm. Upon flicker, drop disrupt charm. Oh no, I've beaten the game. I'm just doing a new file for the purpose of showing, like, progression on the stream. I actually want to show off the difficulty levels on my other file because the last one is very funny. Yeah, we're not really using the stun a whole lot, like... Most stuff dies before it gets a chance to be stunned anyways, let's be honest here.
加油啊，英雄！
You can also get some healing there if you want, but I don't need it. Ow! This guy is basically Tongue the Fat Man, if you ever played that game. He's a very large, gross boy.
哪儿来的大胆狂徒，胆敢扫了我的雅兴，简直是不知死！
Just dome him before he can finish his sentence. It's alright, he's Sonic the Hedgehog. No, literally, Hedgehog. He's a swine. Alright, he rolls and then he does the slam attack. Doing a lot of one-hits. I kind of need to see if I can increase my armor penetration a little more here. Damn it. I keep falling for the roll. Alright. Phase 1 down. He's got a second phase, because of course he does. Here's one of my big complaints. The boss fights tend to have really, really, really big periods of downtime. Like, this is unskippable, this little cutscene. Might as well heal up while this is going off. Like, I don't mind having a little bit of time for your cooldowns to come back and everything, but, like, this is almost a full 20 seconds of waiting, and after you've done this fight a couple times, it just kind of becomes, alright, let's get on with it, please. So, as you might imagine, the archetype of big guy with arms over a tiny platform, he swings his arms at you a lot. Sometimes he just kind of picks you up. I'm going to stay on the ground and let the iframes keep me safe there. I don't know if you can kill the head. I know it takes damage as though... Okay, so this is a blood laser. He points his head a certain direction, you have to go the opposite way. Oh god, I don't know if I can dodge this in time. Oof! It's just barely a second too late. I should be a little closer to the center, honestly, if I'm fighting this. I might die here. This is the big suck. Alright. Now that the arms are down, this should be a little easier. Okay, so he's shooting it to the left and to the right. From left to right, I should say, so you want to go to the right. And then this one's going to be right to left. I'm just going to try not to chance going in too hard here because I do want to get more souls for unlocks. And then left to right again. Favorite upgrade. Also, yeah, some of the unlocks are just not translated at all. That just means you got one of the new gods to worship, like every boss, I believe, gives you one. But, again, localization pretty crusty.
书信上写道：“
亲爱的哥哥，圣上已经年迈体衰。
You can view these later on, like once you go back to the main area, you can kind of
夙愿终将
comprise
达
these
成
all together. What do I got here? You have Tiger's Mark. Your first blow in a melee attack will change to a sweep, increasing the attack range and dealing 75% damage. What is Tiger's Mark? I don't remember if that's a relic or a passive. I think it's a relic. Don't seem to have it, though. Death Lotus, defense plus 10. Yeah, no, I really like this game. Like, the localization is pretty scuffy, and it is not as polished as Hades, but it is really fun. Like, in terms of just raw gameplay, it has a lot of fun to it. Do I want that defense? I kind of do. The one attacked, I don't really like getting on hit effects, like when you get hit. Because generally you want to try to avoid getting hit. Yeah, I think I might switch out the ice with it. And then that's just the sword, which we're not going to be using. Yeah, the attack speed upgrade is pretty nice. I think I have that already, it's 80%. When attack, chance to take no damage shooting flying sword, nah. Let's take Cold Blood can be triggered by flying sword, so now every time I throw a sword out, I have a chance to increase damage by double, and also increase my, actually I don't know if movement speed is just a passive, it might be. Either way, a chance for double damage on swords is pretty nice. Whenever you finish a chapter, by the way, you get all your healing potions back, so make sure to use them. There we go, so now we got our buddy here. You can have a random amount of blue souls, a random relic, or a random sword. This game calls it excaliburs. I don't really know why. It's very confusing. I don't know what the Chinese version calls it, like your random sword, but for whatever reason the English version calls them excaliburs. I think I'm gonna take a random relic. White Wolf Mane. Increase the attack speed of your next melee attacks by 75% for 3 seconds. Upon flicker, next melee will make the enemy bleed. This one might actually be better than Death Lotus for the on attack, because it's just a 10% chance to say no thanks. It does tell you like what effects mean, although some effects aren't even listed here. Like you can see at the bottom there, enemies caught within the Realgar powder are paralyzed. Igniting a Realgar, that's it. Text terminates here. I really wish some of that stuff gets sorted out, because again, this game, it's not early access anymore, it is a full release game, so would be pretty nice. Nah, I should probably keep the defense. There we go, so we get our health back and you get all your healing potions, your gourds. Yeah, real Gars only, thanks. Oh, I'm blendy. I'm blendy boy. So some enemies can be interrupted with your combos, others can't. Like, as you might imagine, the big golem dudes here. They cannot be interrupted by combos unless you have special effects like stun or whatever. So, eventually you'll learn, like, which ones you can go in on and which ones you have to kind of play it safe with. Doing pretty alright in terms of damage now. These guys mostly just kind of walk up to you and do the big slam attack. That's their only real threat. As long as you don't run into them in a big clump of dudes, you should be fine. Here we have the burrowing dudes. They kind of go underneath you and then pop out once they get to your position. They also take damage from, like, damage over time when they're underground, so that's another good way to kill them. Don't you just hate when, like, a giant lotus flower appears in the Imperial capital and starts spreading weird parasites that turn you into a weird zombie? I hate that. That's cringe. Ah, here we go. So, again, this isn't translated. It basically means there's a mini-boss here. This is a passive mimic. So when you try to pick this up, oh no, it's a bookman! And he's a little tricky, like you don't want to go to Wumbo in with him because he has real fast attacks. They'll probably just try and play it safe and get hit. You can try and bait out his swings, but he does attack pretty quickly. Also, that attack is just complete nonsense. That attack shouldn't exist, in my opinion. Because those beams will actually hurt you, like, anywhere they're pointed at, not just, like, in front of him. Just you wait until I get passives, then you're screwed. Yeah, that attack is just a giant cone, and these enemies can spawn naturally later on. Alright, Frost, Flame, or Healing. I think I'll take the Healing. Not that I have a ton of healing. Maybe I'll get the passive healing one. That could be nice. We don't have the stun effect anymore. I might want to reforge this once I get the Blacksmith. I don't remember if he's in... Oh no, I think Blacksmith is the 3rd chapter or the 4th chapter. First boss instantly transforms without any symptoms. I mean, he's got a symptom. There's 2 swords in him. Okay, so these statues mean that there are invisible dudes nearby. And the statues, while they're active, they will give them their invisibility. Like, you can see they're visible now. These guys are kind of annoying because they love to throw kunai or shurikens at you. Or arrows, I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, Berserker Blood in your core slot. Oh, that was the one we found earlier. Nah. Because now I have the passive that makes Cold Blood go off when I throw my sword, which means it'll be constantly happening. I know if I'm going to be able to beat it like my first run through, because I don't have like any passives whatsoever, but we'll see. Also, there's like smashables. I don't believe they give you anything really significant. You can sometimes get like a soul or 2, I think. But you shouldn't be like going out of your way to smash everything on the map. There's no real point. There are achievements tied to that, and that's it. But you'll probably just get them by playing the game naturally, because stuff will break regardless. Don't worry. Devil Slayer Rakshashi. Never heard of it. Is that any good? Yeah, that spin attack is really nice on the recall, actually. Because now that I can recall really often with the cooldown reduction stuff that I've been getting, I can constantly spin and win. Smash. Is it like also a roguelite, or is it more of like a story-focused game? Thankfully this guy got the death mark on him, so I know where he is. I don't have to guess. You can see the tunnels as well, it's not like completely invisible underground. Give me some more passives, I want passives. You think there's a mini-boss here? Another annihilation, except it is pretty much worse. I guess because I don't have the stun, it's not great. I'll see if I can reforge that. Combat's a little slower, more methodical. Ah, gotcha. Okay. Store coming up. I do kind of wish this was subtitled because it sounds like she's being real condescending. Millennium Ice Bruise Herb or Random Epic Relic. Millennium Ice is mostly for freezing. This one is for healing. What's this one again? Ooh.
可就不许反悔了。
Your Fly Sword Attackle has 10% chance to deal 1.75 damage. On Sheath, Flying Sword damage is increased by 20% for 3 seconds. That's not bad either. Every 5 Flying Sword attacks you make... Let's improve my Fly Sword Attackle here. Let's get a heal too.
太棒了！再给我更多。
Mini boss time. Let's fight some painting guys. Oh, camera. Oh wow, that's a really wide swing. I want to say this can be like all 4 of the main clans that you fight, like the boar or the pig, the tiger, the crane, and the turtle. Because I fought different ones before. Oh, the pig has a lot of the like the residual fire. It's real dangerous, actually. Oh, I'm taking damage. Thankfully, they both have like the same health bar, so if you can actually line them up. This fight, it depends on which combo you get. Like, some of them can be real rough. Also, your dash does have iframes, it's just a little tricky. I better heal up. Oh no. God, those swipes are so wide. I think the plan is jump in after it does the dash attack, because that is a really narrow swipe. And then, once he's about to swing, get out. The problem is both of them are doing the fire trail stuff, which is real rough. Boar and turtle. The turtle can be real rough, because I believe it is immune to range attacks when you are, when it's spinning around like that. I want to say it can only be damaged via melee. This wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't for the residual fire, I'd be fine. But yeah, bouncing around constantly, that'd be real rough. I almost wonder if I'm better off just focusing on the boar, because that one is at least not attacking around it, it just does the fire trails. On the other hand, I'm dying, so who's to say what's correct? Okay. Magic pixel, but we got there. Another yellow charm, except it's worse than the one I have, so that will be not picked up today. Chance to shoot all swords to the front and cause weakness in any enemies they damage, and reset sword recall cooldown. Ooh, that seems really fucking good. You have Key Herb, your melee attacks will carry Keyblades, and flying swords will carry Key Explosion. That deals 15% damage. Nah. I don't have that herb. Did I not pick up? Oh, I didn't save the NPC. Shit. I thought that was just a... Damn it, I didn't know you could skip that. Well, I guess we're doing another run. We're gonna be doing more regardless, so don't worry. It's not a huge deal. I don't think the reforging of my sword is going to completely save this run. Oh wow, yeah, look how fast we can recall swords now. Okay, beautiful, that was a healing room. The enemy have... Yeah. I'll assume you meant to type drunk, but I also like the idea that they fucked up the localization and typed frunk somewhere as well. It is a Chinese game, so it is very on brand to have, like, being drunk as a combat style. Like all the old wuxia movies with drunken masters spitting alcohol and then lighting people on fire. Which is actually a combat style in this game, by the way. That is one of your options when you worship the fire god. You had a problem with the power you got where shooting the effects in front of you stayed overruns, but it didn't reset the cooldown? Weird. Let's see what kind of relic we get here. And again, remember, you can attack real far with these swords. Like, you don't have to be on screen. So if you have some spare swords, just like, shoot them out. You'll probably hit something. Oh, there's... The one thing that I don't like with the auto-targeting is that it doesn't care about walls. So, like, if there's an enemy on the other side of this bookshelf, for example, if you throw a sword, it's not going to try and hit something in front of you directly, like where I'm pointing at. It'll try and throw it behind the wall. Like, there you can see it's even still going at the wall, because there's something on the other side. So I kind of wish the targeting was a little better on controller. It's not unplayable, but it is a little annoying when you're playing like a sword-focused build, like the flying swords. What do we got? Blood fungus. Alright, this one has a lot of conditionals based on whether you're over or below 50% HP. I think I'm gonna leave that, actually, because I want that passive. Tiger. Forgot to take walls into account? Hell yeah. Did you know that gamers can't see through walls? It's true. Gamers can't look up and they can't see through walls. Also, that little slowdown effect just means you killed everything in the stage. Let's see. No enemies within melee range or flying sword damage is increased. Flam damage, that's whatever. I think I take this one just because I don't really have any great options. Lightning Lock, that's mostly for lightning. Poison Sac, that's mostly for poison. And Realgar, I want to say that's like conditional on having flame damage already. I think I'm not going to buy anything because I do have the passive that lets me do more damage based on how many souls I have. So rather than spending it on something I might not even end up using, I'm going to keep it here and keep that damage bonus. Would have noticed once you got to the boss of someone's walls, hell yeah. Time to fight the Crane Master. Nope. Tex is fighting with itself. So she's got a couple of different attacks based on the orb that she holds. So she does black holes where she throws the orange orbs that eventually expand. Another orange orb. I believe there is no upper limit on the black holes as well, so eventually they can cover the entire stage. There's like a way to get rid of them. I'm not sure what exactly triggers it. And then the blue one is just lightning strikes. And then she's throwing the volley of orbs this time. Here we go. So sometimes this happens and I'm not entirely sure what triggers it. I don't know if it's just an attack that she does, but eventually this random girl comes in and is like, yo, I'm gonna stop time, destroy those black holes. And then you get warped back to the arena. I want to say that's actually her sister, if I read the story stuff correctly. Orb volley. Oh, got hit by the orb. Once you get her down to a certain percent, she enters a different phase and the orbs go away, like the black holes. This is the lightning phase. You know, it makes more sense that that's Moon, actually. I just saw the little icon on the floor. Hey, these black holes are getting to be a bit much. Here we go.
来的英雄啊，事到如今，你又能够做什么呢？
Yeah, I don't know if it's a specific trigger you can do to get into the negative zone and destroy the black holes. Anyways, here's phase 2. This text pop-up is way too big. So now it's just kind of like another time phase, which I'm not really a huge fan of, because you spend a lot of time waiting. You just have to destroy the eyes and dodge these AoEs. And the fight will be over. Problem is, this could be like half as long between the phases here. Nothing would be lost. It's way too long. Generally you want to stay in the center because it lets you dodge the most stuff easily. Again, that's kind of my big complaint. A lot of the bosses have these invulnerable phases that you just spend a lot of time waiting for. Oh god. Oh god, I'm just gonna stay on the ground for that one. How's the game? I really like this game. It's really fun. I played a bunch of it on the weekend. Localization is kind of janky. There we go. So there is the, is that the Arhat? Alright, so now we have unlocked, I don't actually know, I don't think they have names, I don't believe they're told to you. But what she does is she just re-rolls your sword but keeps the rarity, so like, let's say I don't like the sword that I have, but I want to keep the rarity, like I want a different effect, she can re-roll those for me. Yeah, some things are just not translated. Again, the translation, like the English localization, is very crusty.
这个世界不存在真正的善神，神并不会拯救人类。人类所听到的低语，或许
You have Death Lotus. Death Petals have 50% chance to deal double damage. We do have a Death Lotus, but... Oh no, we got rid of it. Never mind. You are garbage. And like, I don't mind a little bit of jank, but this game definitely needs more work on the English side. Like, I can deal with a little bit of weird English here and there, but some things are just flat out incorrect or not translated at all. And that's a bit of a problem. So yeah, this one is specifically you want to deal elemental damage, which we're not really doing a ton of outside of the yellow charm. So that'll just be left behind. Ooh. I think I'll take the increased cold blood damage by 400%, please. Bloodthirst is also good, actually. But like, come on. Sometimes you just deal 4 times the damage.
这疯女人，任务完成了，让我看看下个任务是。哎，你等等我呀！
Okay, the problem is, it's not just translating stuff that's baked to the images, though. Again, I don't know if it was... Oh no, we don't have the item anymore, but some item descriptions are just too long, and they just terminate completely. Oh no, here it is. Yeah, so if you look at the bottom there, it just says, Igniting a Realigar. That's it. There's no, like, second page. It is a very quick and dirty job, from what I can tell. I want a random relic. I'm not in love with most of my stuff, like my relics, but I think I do want to have the blue soul increase. We'll keep this. I'm really sad I skipped the blacksmith. I was a dum-dum. Anyway, let's get our refill. See if we can do the machine zone. Turtle. Not turtle enough for the Turtle Club. So actually, fun fact about the fun fact of the Turtle Club thing apparently taking place during 9/11. That's not actually true. I believe they were on the way to do some filming and then it happened. but they were not, like, Dana Carvey was not wearing the Turtle Club outfit when 9/11, like, when they learned about it. It's just this weird piece of trivia that somebody wrote on IMDb one day that somehow became true. But I regret to inform you, it is not. Oh, Tina's got it. Tina figured it out. The mystery of snow being warm. But, this might not actually be snow. Melee attack speed plus 30% movement speed up. Yeah, Wendigo, thank you for the resub. For 11 months.
You're great.
Having more melee attack speed would be nice, but then this also improves both of my damage types. I think I'm going to take the double damage up. The faster stuff dies, the less reason I need the movement speed for it. Because I'm constantly alternating my skills here anyways. Ooh, lore. Let's learn about warm snow. Water's just raw snow. Alright, now that we're in the turtle zone, we fight a lot of machine enemies. The boss of this area is basically Dr. Wily. Like, I'm not even making a bit here, it's literally just Dr. Wily. Like, the only thing he doesn't do is wiggle his eyebrows, but you'll see what I mean when we get there, if we get there. On this run. Massachusetts, exactly. God. You ain't from Massachusetts if you've never done this before. Oh god. Little spinny dudes. These laser guys are a problem, they have to die quickly. So yeah, these turtle tanks will roll around and be immune to range attacks, which is kind of a problem for me, specifically. So ideally you take them out first, but it's, you know, always going to be a little messy. Let's fight the mini-boss. I want to see. Sometimes you can get passives from these. Mini-bosses give you a random sword, relic, or passive. I thought I could kill it in time. Alright, the self-destructing guys are showing up now, too. I dodged right into the laser. I should not be attacking these guys. These guys can't be killed, they just blow up after a bit. Bruise Herb. I don't really like this passive because a lot of it is dependent on you using the healing item. Which you have a limited amount of. This one's not bad, like the healing when you kill something, but there are passives that do that too. I think it's shopkeeper time. Yeah. Oh, there's our favorite relic, which we don't actually know what it does because the description's cut off. Hydrogyrum. This is mostly for doing poison, like it does poison when you shoot stuff. And then black powder, I believe that is fire damage. Random sword. I think I'll just pass on these and keep the damage bonus. Robot time. There's actually a couple different mini-bosses here based on RNG. There's like an assault type, I think there's a defense type as well. And then this guy, the prototype, which is just kind of does a little bit of everything. Already stomps around and does a bunch of damage. I gotta get away when he's doing that. Damn, our damage output is real nice. Like, I think the attack version, the Assault Craft, does these charges at you. I don't want to get greedy, but I also don't want to get hit by one of these. And again, remember, after an enemy after a boss dies, any effects that are on screen will still happen. So don't fuck around with that. If you have both Big Bone and Icebreaker Stone, your melee attacks have a 50% chance to trigger Avalanche that deals impact damage over a large area to the front equal to 200% melee damage. Deals 100% more damage to stunned or frozen enemies. Nah. Too many conditionals that I don't have. And then this is the ice again. Nah, we'll pass on that. Increase all your damage by 33% for each relic you not carried. So for every slot that's empty, basically, you get a 33% damage bonus, which isn't great. Usually you want relics. I think I'm going to take the Leech Fang just to try and keep me alive a little bit. 1% damage doesn't sound, or 1% healing doesn't sound like a lot, but it adds up over time. And eventually, once you get the option to upgrade your max HP, it becomes much better. Bry. Oh no, I know it's explained on the relic, I just didn't want to go for elemental stuff. This isn't really like a super elemental focused build that I have here. I still think my favorite typo is the final difficulty. Yeah, Leech Fang is doing work. Leech Fang is pretty universally, like, a pretty safe bet. Because chances are you're gonna take damage at some point. And, like, it also helps just with, like, little tiny hits that you take over time. It prevents you from having to use a full potion or go to a healing room for it. Ah, miniature boss, you say. Big gulps, huh? Well, later. What did you drop? Soul Caliber. You have Blood Jade Marrow in your power slot. Evil Eye duration is increased. We do not have that in our power slot, so we're not going to take it. We actually don't have it, period. We'll take the passive, because these are almost always a good choice. It is pretty rare to have a situation where you do not want to go for one of the passive zones, if you can find one. Also, the laser guys are guarded by these little mini-bots, but once you kill them, they actually turn off. Oh, these are self-destructors. I was about to start swinging. Melee attack speed plus 15%. Eventually, melee attack speed kind of becomes pointless. Like, you eventually just kind of swing so fast that getting an extra frame faster is not great. I think I'm going to take Insight just for more invincibility on flicker frames, because that's really nice. Let's go for the Relic. Honestly, this is the first difficulty. I could probably make it happen with whatever. How game? Game good. I really like this game. I played a bunch of it on the weekend. But I just started a new file for the purpose of showing off progression and stuff on stream. This guy's blow up first. This is just the base difficulty. Because I started a new file, so we only have the one available. On my other file, I've beaten all of them, but obviously starting on Blizzard mode is maybe a little too much for a fresh file. White Wolf Main. This is a purple version of that. Next melee attack will make the enemy bleed for 3 seconds. Movement speed is increased if there are surrounding enemies. And 15% chance to ignore attack, increase all damage by 15%. That's not great. Yeah, I think I like having the Rage Explosion passive, because I have the Annihilation. Or no, I changed that out, right. It doesn't have the extra 10% chance anymore. Final Blow strikes twice. I think I'll keep that still. I like the Rage Explosion. Sharp Fang, Tricolor Crystal. Zombie Finger is mostly for doing leeching, but there are additional effects on it. The problem is just one doesn't do incredibly great things for you. Sharp Fang is for melee. I might as well just see what I get there. It's just a white version. Yeah, Sharp Fang is mostly for like melee focus. You get movement speed, defense, and then melee attack. Yo, how's it going, Spruce? I'm gonna leave everything else behind because I want to keep my damage bonus from my passive. Anyways, let's go fight Dr. Wily. Yeah, Family Day, funny moments. Like, the Gunfire Reborn stuff will extremely become apparent once I get to the passives. Jaw-dropping attacks from his roulette wheel. Roulette wheel! So the gimmick with this boss is that you have to destroy the 4 pillars and then the central tower will rise up. You have to deal damage to that. This is just, that electricity thing is just a visual flare, by the way. It doesn't actually hurt you, which thank God, because that would really suck. Yeah, this game's really cool. It's definitely janky in a way, like the localization is not great, and it's not as polished as like Hades is, but I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's worth playing. Because Hades kind of usually doesn't let you go super ham. This game lets you go super ham. So this also has like kind of quote-unquote force and vulnerability periods, but it's a little better than the last fight because you can at least influence it by killing these things faster. Like, you don't just have to sit around and wait for 20 seconds for the next I formation to show up. Yeah, basically the Gunfire Reborn of Dark Souls of Hades. Whoa, hey now, whoa, hey now, whoa, hey now. Yeah, a lot of builds will kind of become blenders, although you can actually do ranged only focus builds that work pretty well. There's also more effects that happen at the same time with each phase here. So it's not just, you know, he does one random attack and then, haha, better dodge. Alright. At this point, this is where I'm going to ask chat to wiggle your eyebrows. Go ahead and wiggle. Because he's about to do the Dr. Wily thing. All it needs is a little boop, 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 boop from his saucer. This fight's really cool, actually. I think this, the 4th chapter boss, and then the final chapter boss are the best designed fights, and then the first few are kind of rough. This one, like, it's tricky, there's a lot of stuff going on, but it's all dodgeable, like, there's no forced iframe periods either. Alright, and that is, I want to say that's the Bodhi that we just unlocked there. Shut up. Pops out and he just dies in one hit. Another blood fungus. Don't think I want it. Like, the rage increase is not bad, but with what we have right now, it's not incredible. Oh, absolutely. If I were to load up my main file and play on normal difficulty, I could just melt this dude. Mystical art. Sword. Alright, increased damage dealt by 5% for each sword not carried. Cold blood would make enemy bleed. Attack and movement speed are increased for 6 seconds. When stacked up to 7 times, receive leech for 3 seconds. Yeah, I think I'll take that. Because leech, I believe, is, not on this list, but I believe it just drains HP when you hit enemies. The only other real problem that I have with this game is some of the boss fights have like invincibility periods that are way too long. Like the first boss has like 20 seconds between phase 1 and phase 2. It's unskippable. Hopefully they skip that. Actually, might as well let this rock here. That's good, right? That's good. I think that's good. Like the localization and the boss iframe phases in like bosses 1 and 2, I think are the worst. But aside from that, it's pretty solid. I'm really having a good time with it. I think I'm just gonna take more souls, buff my damage even more. Yeah, like I hadn't really heard anybody talking about this game, and I like me some roguelikes, so I wanted to try this out. Roll of tiger, 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 birdie. I'm gonna show off some of the other gods as well, because this is just one of, I want to say 6 total. I believe there's a 6th one that you unlock eventually, but that one you can't get just by beating the game. Now we're fighting meat dudes, because we are close to the Imperial capital, which means that all the meat is very powerful. Like these guys will spread poison pools if you wait too long, and they can become a real problem. One second. I'm gonna go offline on Steam Friends just because I see a lot of pop-ups going. It's very distracting for me. You don't see them, I see them. Again, there's plot if you care about it, but this game is not nearly as story-focused as Hades is. Man, I gotta say that little 1% drain is really nice. Because most of the damage that I'm taking here is like I'm just getting hit once, and it just happens a bunch. Oh boy. Big clump of dudes coming in here. These guys explode into more dudes. Also, they just spin around a lot and are really dangerous in general, so try and focus them down if you can. That Hurricane Slash is really nice, that passive. Oh, I took damage. I should be a little more careful because the enemies are getting beefy now. And now that they're dropping crap all over the floor, I need to be more careful where I'm dashing around. Give me that passive, please. These, like, purple 4-armed dudes mostly just shoot stuff and bombard you. They don't, like, do direct attacks. The healing is limited to, like, 1 proc per second, but it is still really helpful. Like, it keeps you, basically maintained health-wise. I'm saying this even though I'm taking a ton of damage. I might want to get some defense passives if I can find them. Wanted to heal just to be 100% sure here. Watch, the next room's going to be a healing room, I bet. Now that I've used one. Defense plus 7. That's not great. I want that movement speed. Okay, it wasn't a healing room at least. I'm not completely owned. The movement speed is also nice, and like the melee attack, the speed is useful. Lets me help get my procs off a little bit faster. And I'm not even going for like a full melee speed focus build here. Like, I don't have any relics that are really doing that. But you can go real ham if you want to. Ooh. Oh, this one would be really nice. This would keep me real safe. Yeah, maybe I'll take the unsheathed shield because that is really good. And this one also resets my cooldown, so I can constantly be popping shields. Yeah, I think I'll do that just for, like, a little bit of safety. The Berserker Rage is nice, but it is very, like, burst damage oriented, and generally my average damage output is pretty alright here. Plus, like, yeah, look at that shield, it's already paying off. That is really helpful, actually. I just gotta remember to pop Sheath pretty much as it pops up. So these Spear and Archer dudes, by the way, they're a real problem. Because they are super fast, they attack super quickly, they do a lot of damage. And they don't really have a very long tail on their attack, so you have to be real quick. Jurgen Slash. I guess that just makes the sword you have a 15% chance to deal more damage. That's not bad. But I think with the build that I have, I want to keep the Annihilation. Yeah, Armor Penetration is also a thing. Enemies have defense. I believe there's also, like, stat and elemental resistances, so, like, some enemies will resist lightning or burning or whatever. I think, don't quote me on that. White Wolf Mane, Death Lotus, Pearl, Random Relic. Nah, I'm gonna keep what I got. Thanks, but no thanks. Once I unlock the Distill ability, then I'll probably start buying stuff just to distill it. Alright. Let's fight the Corrupted Tiger Guard. Ooh, that actually got through my shield. Oh my god, that damage. Holy crap. You got a third one there? He's got a third one there. Okay, my damage output is pretty alright, even without the Berserker blood. I think I'll be okay. Also, the real boss here is the Parasite. That Norded this guy, and not the actual dude. Come on, pop out of the ground. There we go. Thank you. For a fresh file, this damage is pretty nice. Cool. White Lotus. We saw that. Barbarian Might. You have Big Bone, your melee attacks have a 5% chance to trigger the Big Bone core slot effect once. I do not have a Big Bone. Oh, man. So this is one of those really confusingly worded passives. When it says recover defense upon losing HP, it means that you get a percentage of your defense back when you get hit. It doesn't say how much, I'm not entirely sure, but eventually you do end up nullifying the penalty entirely. If you can survive, you know, getting hit with minus 300% defense. It can be a little rough. I think I'm not going to take that just because I really don't want to get one shot, and I think it's possible with my current stats to have that happen. I think I'll take the increased damage. Might as well recycle this too. But ordinary, like if I got that at the start of a run, I would absolutely take that. Damnation is a really, really, really strong passive. Plus, like, our damage output is pretty alright here. Oh, got some lore. Can't believe they found a way to make audio logs. Even in ancient fantasy China, there are audio logs. Like, if I had more HP, I would take Damnation, but I don't. And some of the final boss attacks do a lot of damage. You don't have to kill the buddies, by the way. That's just a bonus little chunk of souls if you want it. Yeah, you get like 4 extra souls for doing that, so not incredible. I think my favorite thing was System Shock 2 having both audio logs and also ghosts. Oh, got some lore. From what I understand, the implication is that the character that you're playing, like I want to say on the store page, he's named like Bion, but he's actually the illegitimate son of the Emperor, and that's why the ritual to not have the Lotus fuck everything up did not work correctly last time. There's also like a lore piece that says, oh, I was ordered to kill the Emperor's or the Empress's son, but I didn't kill him, I just put him in a barrel by the river instead, because I couldn't kill a kid. Each year after that, they had a lawn party. Exactly. Well, here's the blender room. Why is it called the blender room? Well, you tell me. Well, there's more. What passives do we have here? So, this confused me for the longest time because, again, the game calls swords excaliburs, but it's impossible for you to not be using a sword, like you always have a sword on you. So I think it's when you're using the effect, like when you have the effect applied to you, it's when you get a damage up, or when you don't get a damage up. But, again, one of the really inconsistent localization things. I think I'm just going to take the flying sword attack up, because I'm using that excalibur bonus. I need it. I want it. Epic. Nah. Because right now I'm getting, what? Probably about like 50-60% damage bonus from all these souls. Just not spending them. I also like this boss because there's like zero plot stuff going on. He just starts fighting you. Also, this guy seems really, really inspired by the Hades boss fight in Hades. Like, he throws spears at you, and I'm pretty sure the rhythm at which he attacks is very, very similar. Still having a hard time timing my my dashes, though. Yeah, the shield is doing wonders for me. Alright, phase 2. We get to see his main. Oh, I should have shielded up for that. I was dum-dum. Oh boy. Okay, we're good. Thankfully, that little Dragoon dive has a lot of cooldown on it. Like, I want to say this guy, he takes less damage from lightning because that's the element that he uses. And that is, I want to say that's Indra? Dad destroyed. I actually don't know if that is the dad. Ambrosia, 2% chance to... Nah, but I'm getting rid of my casing for it. I don't want to do that. So this is if you're using, like, the drunk status. This synergizes pretty nicely with that. But I think I want to keep my fly sword of tackle having a higher chance to deal more damage. Can't distill those yet. Increased chance to trigger cold blood by 15%. Increase your defense. Increase your defense dealt by 2.5% for each sword carried. Enemy takes 10% more damage for each flying sword stuck in the body. I think I want to increase the chance for cold blood because That'll bring it up to every third attack, basically. And now we don't need more attack speed. We're good. Finally get a good look at this fun lotus flower. It's got eyes. Lotus flowers have eyes, right? That's good. Alright, this is your last chance to buy and use your NPCs. So this is where you spend your money if you are not using the bonus damage money build, which I am. I think I just take more souls, get a little more extra damage. I don't want to reroll my Excalibur. This is the last chapter, but it's really just a boss fight. It's not like an actual full dungeon. Let's prune a flower. Why is she so large? She's like a goddess who may actually be like the real problem behind the scenes here. Anyways, here's the dude who's been sleeping on the piss throne this entire time. I remember what sword he starts with. The big spin. Oh, dodge too late. So he does these dash attacks a lot, and I feel like having taken Damnation, that would probably just destroy me, because I'm really bad at dodging those. Alright, time for the Kingdom Hearts attack. Why is it called the Kingdom Hearts attack? Well, unfortunately, you don't get to mash triangle and square to dodge this. You have to actually run around. Alright, I need to be dodging hits, huh? Keep on swinging, keep those sheaths happening so I get to have my shield active. Oh, I dodged that real bad. Alright, it does triple swings now. There's a lot of stuff going on in this fight. It's a pretty good final boss, honestly. And again, there's no, like, real iframes outside of the one Kingdom Hearts attack, so it's mostly just, like, how good are you at dealing with all this stuff. And the answer is that attack I'm not good at dealing with yet. Yeah, the shield I think was the right choice, because I'd be taking so much damage otherwise. Alright, don't be worried about the merchant lady, come on. Now he's purple. He's using the evil sword. Like, I think the plan is you dodge in and then dodge out. This attack is a bullshit hitbox, by the way. When you see that little purple swing, that little purple crescent, it goes farther than that. It is way too big for how it appears. It needs to be modified, in my opinion. Like, that attack is fine. That one makes sense. The other one does not. And he does this attack, which... It's pretty easy to dodge, but it gets harder as he puts down more poison pools. Just walk away from him. And then he just kind of sucks you into the center, drops poison pools, so you want to try and kill him before you have to deal with that. Depending on your damage output, it might be tricky. I'm gonna just get the hell away from this. Alright, do another one of these. I think the most I had to deal with, there were like 15 puddles on the floor. I mean, you can attack, but you don't really need to. The only real worry is if you're playing on the higher difficulties and it has the big erupting pillars coming after you. Then you might want to get out faster, but on this difficulty, there's no real reason. Alright, pick up the lore. Blood packs. Everybody loves them. Let's destroy the nuclear throne. I always check back here to see if there's like a way to leave. I don't think there is. I know there's a second ending, I just don't know if that's how you do it. It might just be I have to get like all the lore or something. This trip was really hard. I don't know if this is... well, you'll see. Again, I don't know if this is... I don't know if that's good or if that's bad, but it's not subtitled, so I can't really tell. Localization, like I said, it's kind of crusty. So that's the default difficulty. It's not super hard. Like, obviously, when you're learning it, it'll be tricky. But I had no passive upgrades, and I was still able to do that. I'm just going to skip the credits. It's going to go a while. I don't believe there's any post-credit stingers that you miss. Alright. Now that you've cleared the game, here's the passive tree. Remember when I said this game was inspired by Gunfire Reborn? Well... So now we get to unlock some passives. This one's really important. If you find a relic, this is, again, this says Elixir Distill. This should really say Relic Distill or Relic Convert or something, because it's not ever called Elixir anywhere outside of this screen. You can convert relics you don't want into HP or attack ups, which is really important, and these give you, like, healing and stuff as well, which is pretty nice. You also can make it so you can start with a random relic. Again, it says Elixir, I don't know why. Built Elixir restores rage, gives attack speed up. I'm gonna take the passive stuff because I want to get the extra gourd. And there's also like new relics to unlock by going through the tree here. On top of getting lore, I believe unlocks new ones. Let's take the one where you start with a random elixir. Take the attack boost. I only have one more point. Let's put it into, put up melee attack, why not? So, the buttons at the bottom here are also very confusing. Triangle is reset your stat allocation and not, like, just go back to the beginning. Restart puts you back in the main lobby, and then quit actually goes back to the main menu. So you want to go to restart if you want to do another run. And we get some lore. So here's where you can check the lore. Once you get 3 matching pieces of lore, you get an unlock. So some of them are just like passive bonuses. This one gives you a new relic to unlock. Some of them give you passive stats, like that's just max HP plus. So it is worth picking up the lore even if you don't care about the story. And then this just leads back to the shop if you want to change your options or whatever. We got a tricolor crystal to start, which isn't incredible because, well, I guess we could do an elemental build. And this statue is where you change your difficulty. So there's different levels. Each one basically makes everything harder. You get higher chances at finding better stuff the higher difficulty it is, but then you're also going to need it, so... We'll play on mediums now. You also have to do it to unlock the next difficulty. Alright, so now we got 5 gods. This one is unlocked by doing... I believe it's just you have to kill enough of the book mimics, like the passive mimics, and then you unlock the final one, which I believe is poison focused. So let's take a look at the other gods here. We have the Arhat, who is focused on sword. You have an unlimited amount of flying swords. Every 2 flying sword attack means the next flying sword deals true damage. This one, your options are either Gatling gun, but it overheats over time, and eventually you have to cool down. Or there is a sword ray, like it transforms into a beam that pierces and does a lot of damage. And then we got the Akalantha, who is fire focused. Also gets very drunk. You have the option of either doing like recall drunk and your swords set down liquor and then they light on fire when they come back, or you can just turn your sword into a gourd and spray alcohol that doesn't do damage on its own, but you can light it up to deal damage. Then we have the Vajra, who is all about lightning. You can have a chance to deal thunder damage, and this one, it either changes it to like a purely melee focused and dashing focused build, or you can make it so that sticking enemies with your swords deals conductive stacks, which increases their lightning damage that gets taken, and then also makes them get hit by thunder if you hit them while they're broken. And then we have Bodhi, which is focused on ice damage. Kind of similar to the other ones, like you either focus on melee attacks, or you trade in the ability to, or I should say you focus on swords, or you trade in the ability to shoot swords, but then you also have higher chance at dealing freeze. So I think I'm going to do the, I want to try the Arhat, because this one's pretty fun. I'm going to do Sword Rain. And yeah, there are swords that remove the overheat altogether, which is pretty friggin' busted. Yeah, there's the meter on the left. And as you shoot, it overheats. And eventually just, you have to wait for it to cool down. Or what you can do is shoot your swords. Oh no, I overheated. Then you jam R2. And now you are in infinite sword works mode, infinite blade works, and you can shoot unlimited for 5 seconds. But it does have a bit of a cooldown on it, so don't go too ham. Do I actually have any way to pay? No, I can't really take advantage of this. We're probably going to try and swap that out. Also, now that we're on the higher difficulty, we're going to fight enemies that are not, like, in-depth. You'll fight enemies from later on, basically. And also, sometimes enemies will pop into little flesh dudes. I don't remember if this one has the pillars that follow you around. Oh, wait, did I drop my... I might have dropped my relic. I might have been a dum-dum. Did I really drop it? Oh, there it is. Weird, why did I drop it? I wonder if I can make these synergize at all. Unsheath, gain overload and deal 3 lightning damage to surrounding enemies for 5 seconds. I think I can do... If I do this, I at least get something out of it. Like I get flame explosions. It's not great, but it's something. I don't like the multi-elemental builds. It feels a little too random. Like a little too RNG dependent. I still love the fact that the terminology they use for, like, the sicko mode, it's always, like, wine fairy, sword fairy mode. I'm assuming it's meant to be, like, something like sword spirit. But then again, it also has that charm of, like, a wuxia film translating like somebody who does, you know, kung fu or whatever as boxer. Everybody boxes. Ha! Meat dude. We're actually gonna fight a different stage 1 boss here. Pretty easy still, because it is, again, stage 1 boss. It is cool that they give you some variety. You're not always fighting the same guy every time. It's not always wolf guy. Sometimes it's bandit lady. Ugh. I think she's harder in general, just because her attacks are a little faster. I'm gonna let my swords do some work here. Oh, really? The last pip of HP. There we go. The only thing I don't like about this, the Arhat type, is that if you're up against a wall, like in a corner, and you try to shoot your swords, it'll just get eaten by the wall. Kinda wish that didn't happen. Well. Melee attack speed, flame damage, poison damage. It's something. Ghostly Strand. Oh, this might actually be good to take. Because this is upon dealing damage, which, guess what, this build does a lot of individual hits. That's right. Yeah, I think I'm gonna not drop that. Might put that there. And then I want the Ghostly Strand in my random damage dealing. I'll take, you know, the good sword. Okay, Increase max sword meter by 50%. The damage caused by your flying sword will ignore enemies' defense by 15%. Or transfer your flying sword attack trigger sword god mode so your sword range generates no sword meter for 2 seconds. I think I'll take that. That'll help with the in-between phases where I can't really do much. Let's get a relic. When shooting flying swords, 50% chance to make the enemy drunk for 3 seconds. Well, I mean, it can technically synergize with lightning lock. Also, I have to remember that I have to manually trigger the thing here. Let me try re-rolling this, because I believe you keep the same rarity. And I believe the first one's always free. Alright, not incredible, but if we find the herb, we can at least get something out of it. And I gotta remember next time, in the machine fort, I have to save the blacksmith. Because I didn't do that last time. So when you hear that little noise, by the way, that is the free 2 seconds of sword mode going off. It does sadly have a cooldown on it, like you can't just keep proccing it over and over again. Otherwise there would really be no point in having the R2 mode anymore. I kind of wish the game was more upfront about telling you numbers. Because there are some skills that sound really good on paper, except that they actually do have cooldowns to prevent them from being completely overpowered. Oh, I still have 3 seconds. Right, I'm not attacking at blender speed anymore. Need to be a little more careful. Also, since we're on higher difficulty, enemies are a little beefy. Take a little more damage. I want to get the skill that lets you run at full speed when you're shooting swords. That's really nice to have. Oh, jeez. So slow. It sucks. It'd also be nice if you could have, like, the sword meter under your character, as opposed to in the corner. I should probably take the healing. God, remembering to do my rage stuff manually is going to be hard, though. I'm really bad at doing that. Knife to meet you. I also want to get the upgrade that pierces with these swords. Because you can make it pierce through enemies and actually deal more damage based on how many pierces you got. It's really nice. Okay, yeah, going for the healing was the right choice here. Some lightning going on. Oh, I spent all my juice. Thought I had a little more in there. I did not. Okay, I want to stay away from the pigs because they can interrupt me. The regular zombies cannot, but the pigs will absolutely say no thanks. I don't care that you're doing a move. I'm gonna kill you now. Yeah, definitely needed that healing. Let's go for the passive. Oh, golems. Spent too much. It would be nice if the free 2 seconds of infinite time wasn't spent also when you were infinite time. Because a lot of times that will happen, like you just kind of waste it. Feels bad to lose a proc like that. I have a very, very baby synergy going on here with the lightning and the tricolor stone. Not incredible. I want to get something better. Guess I go for sheath cooldown, because the 30 seconds is pretty rough to deal with vanilla. And I don't have any relics or passives that'll reduce that yet. I almost wonder if I deal with the dudes first and then handle the pig. Wait, did that pig just warp? Yeah, if I can find the key herb, it'll be helpful, because I also have the sword that makes it better. Which would be pretty nice. That's not a key herb. Upon dealing damage, 10% chance to trigger Ink Fire Burst. Hmm. 20% true damage to all my melee and sword attacks is pretty nice. Yeah, I might switch these out. Also, this will work with the ambrosia that I have, because it should ignite the drunk enemies. Yeah, I'll trade those out. And now we can distill these. Right now it's random, but eventually you get to pick if you want health or attack. What you got for me? Bruise Herb, Yellow Charm, Berserker Blood. Oh, that's Excalibur, not, Yeah, let's just convert these. Like, this is for melee attack speed, which isn't super great. We'll convert that. I think I'll be okay without the healing. I've got, 3 of them. Also, this is the other mini-boss for Act 2. He's basically the butcher from Diablo. I don't know, she yells, fresh meat in Chinese. I don't speak Chinese. I don't understand Chinese. But she has the hook. You know it, you love it, that's right, baby. It's the meat hook that pulls you in for an attack. It's everybody's favorite gaming archetype. Thankfully her attacks are pretty easy to dodge, it's just the, the crap falling from the ceiling that is actually real dangerous. Better heal up, actually. Took a lot of hits there. Okay. Still gonna dodge these, remember. Any active effects still happen. You have both Zombie Finger and Realgar. Your poison damage is increased by 50%. Nah. Nah. I'm good.
玉佩的正面刻着一个青字，背面刻着一个义字。
I'm assuming that's like a plot important character. Ooh, 80% melee speed. Yeah, I think I take that. Like, the Berserker is nice, but that melee speed is so, like, just so super convenient. We'll convert this. Turn that into attack damage. Let's take another passive. Already I broke him out. Because if nothing else, the melee speed will increase my damage during sword downtime when I don't have it. Oh yeah, sword guy? Sword guy? Sword guy. Actually, the ghostly strand is really being nice, because it's causing a lot of stun and freeze. I can lock down most regular enemies pretty free, it's just bosses that won't get, like, frozen completely. I walked into that, because I'm a genius. This is kind of hard to use effectively, the no enemies within melee range, because a lot of time I'm going to want to swing in regardless. I think I'm going to take the 12% chance just to say no thanks, I'm good to an attack. And see if maybe I can get that key herb. Also, it helps bolster my damage during one bow phase as well when I'm swinging in. Actually, this is any yeah, that works for any damage as well, so it helps my ghostly strand go off more. Just more consistent lockdown. Black powder. Flame damage deals triple damage sometimes and consumes all rage. Increases flame damage. Yeah, we're not really dealing lightning anymore, so I'm going to trade out the tricolor crystal, because that'll also help work with the drunk ambrosia as well. I went too ham. I went too ham! These little ninja dudes are real annoying. I would focus on them if I could, but unfortunately I don't have the piercing swords yet, so I'm just gonna have to swing at the crowd and try and focus on them. Sword or healing? Probably... let's go for the healing. Like, what's probably gonna happen is I'm gonna eventually be offered an impossible sword. And I'll take it because, oh cool, it's got some stat bonuses like I can really take advantage of, and then I'm gonna find a key herb right after. That's how it is. Oh. Stuck on the skelly. Ooh, lore. Yeah, second eldest son weirdly scratched out, but it just so happens that there's another son who has been gone for like 25 years. And was not killed as ordered. And I wonder where he could be right now. Could be anyone. The fact that I can stun these guys is really good. Because they're a bit of a problem. They teleport to you and slash. One thing you do have to be careful of is enraging too many enemies at once. In higher difficulties, that can just be a death sentence. That can just be good game. Shake my hand. I kind of want to see if I can get a better Ghostly Strand. Hell yeah. Epic. Because this can cause 2 effects now, not just the one. Could also go with a Burning, Bleed, and Poisoned. Actually, let me check something. Is Drunk... So actually, I don't necessarily need Drunk, because that just converts into Burning, and I already have that with a Black Powder. But then if I move them around, I'm not going to get that effect. On the other hand, I just have Ghostly Strand go off. That could be helpful as well. Maybe I just go full Ghostly Strand and give them every status effect in the book. And then if I'm lucky enough to find another one... Actually, this still works with Black Powder too, because Ghostly Strand can cause burning. Yeah, we'll go with that. Fiery Saltpeter. Hey, Peter. Hey, Peter. Yeah, no, I'll convert that. No key herbs, though. Ooh, Legendary Pearl. Pearl is mostly, like, defensive. You get lots of shields. And then this one just increases your attack. Not terrible, but... I'll convert it. Thankfully, this opening cutscene you can skip. I just wish you could do that for all the bosses. Don't mind me just dodging into punches. It's like I'm playing fighting games all over again. Oh wow, still active. He rolling? He's rolling. Damage output's pretty nice. When I'm not getting myself punched in the face. Alright, phase 1. I think I would much rather have just like a few seconds and then he pops up and is sicko mode rather than wait for 20-30 seconds between these phases and just let it refill your cooldown immediately. So I think that's long enough for pretty much everything in the game, even if you use it after he goes down for some reason. It's also possible to like dodge that, I think, if your timing is perfect, but sometimes it goes for the double swing. Watch out for that. I think what happens with bosses is that it still applies the effect, like you can still see the freeze there, it just doesn't stop them from moving. Oh wow, that didn't hit. Surprised. Oh, I didn't do this attack last time. Don't go too far to one side because you're gonna get trapped, and you're gonna grab, and he has this, like, attack where he just kind of chews on you for a bit. It's really bad. It does a lot of damage. Like, you can hit the head. I don't know if it does anything, though. Oh, I might be in trouble. Okay, got out of there. Oh, big suck. Big suck. I think I can burn him down for his next attack. Okay. And then this is the easy phase. Because all he can do is the laser and the suck. And they're both really easy to react to. Go from left to right. Thankfully, the top part is open here, so your swords don't get eaten by, like, an invisible wall. Zombie finger. Allow poison and toxic stack up to 2 times. Maybe if I was using the poison god specifically, I would go for that. That would have been much nicer to find at the beginning.
妈的，真是浪费时间！这群废物，老子都亲自上阵了，居然还是失败了。镇不住这邪物，这天下拿下又他妈有何用？
Ooh. Arclight Blade is nice. Piercing Blade is also really nice. Because you're going to be hitting a lot with the Gatling gun sword build. And then Sword Mastery is nice, but Piercing Blade or Arclight are much more meaningful right now. I think I'm going to go for Piercing Blade just for convenience. Clearing out enemies. Why do I never speak? Well, I'm a protagonist in a video game. I'm not allowed to do that. Poison sack. Don't want that. Still no key herb. I'm honestly debating if I want to keep paying attention for the key herb or just switching my sword entirely and maybe getting something I can use. Like the Simplicity sword, which just gives you a 6% chance to deal 6 times extra damage. Which is pretty alright. Oh, we got turtle boys. Or turret boys, I should say. Yeah, the piercing is going to help a lot with big groups of enemies. Because, like, there, I wouldn't have been able to kill the laser bot in the back. Both souls. I do kind of wish there was more variety. Like, sometimes you just get offered 2 souls over and over again with, like, the next rooms. Also, sometimes rooms will have, like, little hidden features. Like, this one, sometimes there's a chest. Could increase my fly sword tackle. Flying sword damage is increased. Every 5 flying sword attacks you make, shoot a spirit sword to deal 9 flying sword damage. Honestly, I don't think I need the ink fire crystal here. Because the flame damage was mostly for igniting the drunk enemies, and now I don't even need that anymore because I can just go straight to burning with Glowsy Strand, and black powder increases that even more. Yeah, I think I'd switch to Spirit Jade here. If I could find the one that increases or decreases your cooldown when you dash, that would be really nice. That'd be really cool. That's so useful with this build. I shouldn't go too hard in because I don't want to deal with a huge clump of enemies. If I find Sword Master that increases the Blade Beater, I'm probably going to take that, unless I find the Infinite Blade Sword. In which case, I'm 100% switching to that. Because that is so busted for this build. Healing or soul? Let's go for souls. We don't need any healing right now. Souls. I want your souls. I still have a few seconds of infinite sword works. Let me kill you. The sword gauge does ramp up really quickly, so like you can't just hold it down, and the cooldown is really punishing. You don't want to deal with that if you can help it. at the same time, I like shooting swords. Did not dodge the digging dudes. I want to fight a mini-boss. Let's fight a mini-boss. Mini-boss has a lot of nice potential options for me. Versus healing, which is useful, but I have healing on deck still. I'm not, like, super hurting for health right now. I've got 3 potions. What do you got here? Thunderstone. Nah. If I was playing the lightning build, I might take that, but it's only a white level and it doesn't really synergize with most of my stuff. Those crane statues only take 1 damage from hits, so you want to try and hit them as fast as possible, rather than going for, like, big individual damage. I feel like I haven't found any passives in a while. Like, not since the last boss, I think. Some runs you get a lot of passives. I think it is random. Like, obviously there's the guaranteed ones from bosses and mini-bosses, but sometimes it just feels like you don't get a ton. I damn near dodged right into that swing. The one that is extremely telegraphed and goes on for like 5 seconds. And the only way it could be more obvious is if a big message pops up on screen saying, "Hey, I'm gonna swing my sword now. Get ready. Here it comes." Okay, that time I dodged right into the pig, though. Oh, really? You were dead. It did the slowdown. You were... Oh. Man. I'm gonna go for the relic because you also get passive healing even if it's not something I can use from distilling it. Yeah, those little knives do a lot of damage, actually. Jeez. Spent too much. I do think eventually you want to try and play on the higher difficulties just because it becomes super easy once you get all the passives. Ice... No. Like, if I were to load up my other file and play on the basic mode, it would probably be over pretty quickly. What is that? Nozzle? Rockets? Nah. With the power of my Millennium Ice, I can now draw 2 additional cards. Oh, there we go. Got a little bit of infinite sword time. That's the good shit right there. Right there! I still don't have the walk at normal speed while shooting swords. I really want that. That's really nice to have. Not like strictly necessary, just one of those convenience things. Makes things feel very comfy. I'm gonna take out the invisibility crane first. Because I like my enemies visible. And I don't have the... What's it called? The passive that lets me have more damage based on souls that I have. So yeah, I think I can just spend money here. Damn, no key herb. Yeah, I don't think I want to buy the... I think I just want to convert these.
不喜欢吗？啊，决定了，可就不许反悔了。啊。
That one's... Nah, I'm gonna keep what I have here. Because this boosts my attack and also my HP max passively just by eating those. Ugh, White Shadow. This guy summons a lot of his ninja buddies to be a pain. Or probably just illusions of himself, honestly, but thankfully he can be frozen. He's just a large regular boy, what knows ninjutsu. Alright, I'm gonna wait for him to teleport again before I do my sheath skill here. There we go. Like, that little hop back with the 3 kunais is so dangerous. Because it has very little telegraph on it. It's also really easy to miss when you're just kind of going wumbo. Are you done swinging? Please stop. One might be dead. Better heal. I probably could have killed him without it, but I did not want to risk it. Because if you die with extra healing gourds, those go to the grave with you. Okay, so yeah, I think, what's her name during the black hole boss fight is her sister. Still that. King hit is not good for this build because I do a lot of little hits and not one big hit. I guess I take the armor penetration. Those are not great choices. Right. There we go. So now that I've freed this dude, you can reforge the attributes and the rarity of your sword. So if you find something with a good effect that you want to keep, you can take it to him and potentially make it better. Sometimes it fails. Sometimes it goes down in rarity, unfortunately. RNG. Just like real smithing, everything is based on chance. You throw your sword in the oil and quench it, and you pray. It's not actually true. Man, you really don't want to give me any passives. I want passives. I want to walk fast when I'm using sword. I want a better sword meter. Turtlebots. I regret to inform you, you are not turtle enough for the Turtle Club. What does this do again? It's paralysis. If you ignite it, it does toxic fog. Creates powder. So this is like flame and poison, basically. Yeah, I don't really want to go for that. It's a shame that my first one's comparatively so busted because I really could have used those passives on this run. Like all the luck I was getting with finding the purple rooms. Like, these are still decent. I'm just not going full wumbo like I was. With the basically infinite shield. Also be nice if I could find the healing passive. That lets me... Oh my god, they do exist. That lets me heal a little bit when I hit an enemy. Because guess what I'm doing a lot of right now? Did you guess hitting enemies? 10 points to Gryffindor. If I'm lucky, I can make that healing myself, too. This one's real scary to take. This one is kind of borderline busted with the healing passive, because you heal so much on your regular hits. But then you turn off your dodge for the rest of the run. It's powerful, it's just kind of scary to use. You know what? I'm going for it. Fuck it. I'm probably gonna regret it real bad. Do you want a tricolor crystal or a tricolored crystal? Okay, this is actually really helpful for me. Because that at least does something. I don't have a key herb yet, and it's not happening, whereas this at least applies to my build. Like, that doubles my damage whenever I use Sword Fairy or trigger Sword God, which, guess what I have? Sword God and Sword Fairy. I'm probably gonna get my ass kicked by the boss here because I don't have a dash anymore, but we'll worry about that one later. Oh no, we already fought the big guy. Yeah, I think you can actually get away with most of this boss without having to dodge. So I believe you can just walk away from the lightning strikes, even the fully charged ones. Alright, I don't have to watch all this, I can skip it. DPS is really nice here, I'll say that much. Alright, that's lightning. It also sucks how you can trigger the infinite sword, like the 2 seconds when it's after you've overheated. Be nice if there was like a failsafe to stop that from happening. Oh, I can't even dodge that, damn. Sucks to suck, I guess. Alright. Yeah, I don't know why this pop-up specifically is so much bigger. Yeah, I want to get some kind of healing passive. Because losing Flicker is kind of rough. I just wanted to try it. I wanted to do something dumb on this run. Lightning mode. Yeah, this one you can just walk away from, but don't use sword. You will be way too friggin' slow. Oh, I keep popping my free swords after she teleports. Okay, I can just barely escape if I run, like, exactly diagonal out. I'm gonna wait for it to teleport again. Yeah, like, sometimes it just happens. I don't... Maybe it's just number on screen once it gets too many. Then she pops up into the negative zone? I don't know. This game doesn't do a great job of explaining some stuff to you. Language. Oh boy. Okay, phase 2. This should be a little easier because I don't have to specifically dodge Like, I don't have to worry about the encroaching black holes, I just have to very carefully walk. I think there's enough time. Maybe get a movement speed up if I can find that. Also, I'm gonna heal up.
英雄，不要畏惧，击破彼岸之眼，削弱黑色太阳。
I think there's just enough time as long as you stay near the center. Maybe not. Maybe I have in fact done a very unwise move here. Taking that skill right before the boss that requires you to have very careful movement. Probably just gotta be a little lucky here. I have enough HP to tank stuff. I think I can survive one more wave. Oh, no, you don't. Not today, Satan. Alright. Millennium Ice, no. Sharp Fang, no. Definitely not for this build. Increase your defense by... Okay, this could actually be good to take, too. I think I'm gonna take Majestic.
这疯女人，
Just get as much defense as possible now.
哎，您看看，你喜欢哪个？
Zombie Finger.
怎么不喜欢吗？人生不如意。
Yeah, I could try to tier this up, because I'm not getting much out of the Flame and Frost. I've got a good amount of souls.
好东西，一点都不好瞧。哇，没想到。
Legendary. This Smith is killing me a little bit here. There we go. Range damage up, that is really good. Blue soul drop quantity almost double. Damaging attacks, okay, that's really nice. And then sword meter restriction is removed, there we go. So now I just have infinite blade works. Because they get an additional effect when you get them to impossible. So we're looking pretty okay now, I just have to get like a shield or a heal.
穿过前方的万丈谷便是天界。
But we have our sword for the rest of the game, I think.
下来只能靠你自己了。
So now Sword Fairy is strictly going to be like a damage bonus. Rather than the infinite sword mode. God, I gotta say, that feels pretty nice, though. Just never having to worry about running out. And it also means I don't have to worry about the Blade Master passive anymore. I don't have to worry about the gauge. I guess I could also be swinging in to deal a little more damage. Also, I should clarify, when it says you have endurance, like when you're... where is it? When it says endure, that just means you don't get knocked back from attacks anymore. Ooh, passive. So you still take damage, but you get super armor, which is real nice. Because otherwise, yeah, you have to stop shooting for a bit. Okay, these turtle guys might be a problem. Oh, come on, man. I need to get to a point where I can at least hit multiple of them at the same time. gonna try and stay away from the laser dudes, but unfortunately everything is now rolling at me. The damage when I turn on sword mode, though. Real good. Yeah, hyper, super armor, whatever you want to call it. This game calls it Endured. Did I kill the laser dudes? I think I did. Might be a little cheesy what I'm doing, but they gave me the option to do it. Let's see what the Turtle Club thinks about everything. Oh, hello. Where's my... There it is. I was gonna say, I gotta be getting the book here soon. So this makes the gourd a full heal, but it goes over a period of time rather than instantly. Peerless would be nice if I wasn't running this build. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take the healing. Just because I probably will need it. I need to get to the point where I can re-roll passives. It's actually one of the swords, I think the Simplicity Sword. If you get that to Impossible, it has like a 0.06 chance to trigger an effect called Programmer's Rage, and I don't know what that is, because I don't think I saw it go off. Kinda curious. Information about this game is pretty scarce, because it's not like super popular. Yeah, these guys just don't take any range damage when spinning around. Oh, I guess you can also manually override the swords if you use your right stick. If you don't want the auto-aim. I didn't know that. I thought it was just all automatic. Well, that's good to know. Today I learned. And today you learned. It does 9 to all enemies on the map. Oh, okay. So a little busted when it happens. I wonder if that works for bosses too. Jeez. I'm gonna buy these just for conversion. I want to distill these. Because it also gives me a little bit of healing. I heal. Depending on which version of the tank that I fight, I might have a hard time. But I'll try it. If it works on boss, then yeah, you just kind of win when that happens, huh? Yeah, so this is the assault type. This one does a lot more AoEs and just raw attacking in general. Oh boy. Try and stay below him so that way I don't get Gatling gunned. I feel like this guy cannot be, Can you bleed it? Maybe it can be bled, actually. Oh boy. Oh boy. No, I can't dodge. That's cringe. You know that's cringe. Oh, and they spawn little dudes too. Need to get out of that cone zone. Oh, what? That didn't dodge? Weird. Also, the fast movement when shooting swords is going to be twice as good now. Because I'm going to be spending the vast majority of my time for the rest of this run shooting swords. Get it as a vertical now. Oh boy. Taking a lot of damage. Okay, should be able to finish him off without needing another healing potion. Was that an impossible sword that just dropped? It sure is. You have Sharp Fang. Nah. Nope. A lot of souls, at least. Oh, is that a shield? That's a shield. Hell yeah. I think I take the upon dealing damage. Because this one, the sheath is too long on my skill, and I don't have a way to really shorten it. Unfortunately, it does mean that I lose my synergy with black powder. I'm not going to be doing burning anymore. And I can't really heal through that either because I don't have burning bleed or poison. Sucks. Let's see what passive I get here. Oh, jeez. Okay, Berserk is going to be good because this is always pretty much going to be at 20. The 8 HP is not great because I already have a big, like, 30% boost from the other skill. What does Spirit Jade give me in the other slots, I wonder? I could just trade this out. Or yeah, I could upgrade this to the purple. Yeah, I almost think I swap out the Spirit Jade in my skill slot because I'm not really getting burning now. And I'm going to be doing a lot of fly sword of tackles now. I love, like, all the typos is so good. Yeah, so hopefully that shield should just stay up permanently now because I am literally always attacking. Like, between the endurance on my shield, or the endurance on my sword blast move, and now the fact that I get a shield whenever I hit something, like, a 15% chance I'm hitting about 10 times per second, probably. Generally, I'm getting a shield every second. So I should be good for taking damage. The only thing I would really want is the healing passive to make it, like, 100% certain. Ew. Kinda wish their cycling speed was a little faster. I'm gonna take the heal. I wonder if the Sword Fairy and Sword God stack with each other. I don't think they do. That'd be kinda nuts. I'm so slow. I'm basically just heavy weapons guy from Team Fortress 2 now. It costs 600 million yuan to fire this weapon for 12 seconds. Or whatever the currency they used at the time was. I think damage-wise I might be doing slightly less. But since I can't really take advantage of the burning effect anymore, I might as well. Alright. You want souls or you want souls? Take your pick. Ideally, I'd go for, like, the big pierces. That's what I should be doing, probably. Also, I have to remember that now I can actually aim my shit manually. I thought it was just all automatic. I can focus down the enemies that really have to die. Like turtle tanks or laser tanks. Or I can just focus on, like, a better angle if I need to hit it. Like, get piercing still. The auto-aim is really nice, though. It's not like a smart auto-aim. It won't try and account for moving enemies if they're moving somewhere. It'll just aim for where they are currently at, and that's it. Hello? Hello? I think that's one of the inactivated turtle bots, so I don't have to actually kill it to end the room. Because that could be a problem if I actually need to kill it. Okay, now we're good. Healing or more souls. There's not a third one, is there? No, there's not. I'm getting Chivos. Take some more souls, please. The Dr. Wily fight should be pretty manageable, I think. It's just the final boss and the tiger dude. That might be a little tough. Because tiger dude loves to dash at you and do attacks, and you kind of need to flicker to dodge those. The shield, I don't know if that's going to cover all the damage I take. It'll mitigate a lot, but I don't think it's going to eliminate all of it. I haven't really had to swing my sword at all. Like, I can, the option is there. I guess it is more procs for my shield because mechanical casing is just upon dealing damage. Problem is I'm so slow when I'm shooting. Alright, shopkeep. No, don't need another excalibur. I guess we're just converting these. Because that is all for melee. This is for bleeding. And that's for yellow charm, which isn't super great with what I have. Health bar's getting real big at least. I have no idea what she's saying, but it sounds very condescending. It's like, oh, you're buying that? Really? Okay. Have fun. I'm gonna kill these guys so they're not on my butt the entire time. I guess in rage mode I get to move a lot faster. That'll help me get away from stuff. Oh god. I don't like being the poison. That is real bad. That is like the worst possible outcome if a poison pool spawns right underneath you. Because that slows you down and you also take damage. Like, the shield will keep me alive, but I think if I'm standing in poison, there is not much I can do. Oh boy. Yeah, I guess I could sword swing. And take melee attack speed, not for, you know, hitting stuff faster, but so I can do my finisher and zip forward a little bit. That was weird. The graphic didn't properly display there. These little lightning bubbles, you can actually swat them away with attacks. Although if you hit them with, actually, is it range attacks? I don't know if it's range attacks or they just kind of pop those out randomly. Yeah, the endurance is really helping here. I would be taking so much more damage otherwise. God, it's spawning the mini bosses now. I am taking officially too long in this fight. And I can't really dodge those. Thank God for the shield, man. Okay. Prototype dude is down at least. This fight's a little harder when you can't dodge. More. I bet you I'm gonna get offered the choice between the healing passive, like the just heal on damage, or the fast walking with swords. Okay. That's probably the harder part of the fight, honestly, because these attacks are mostly dodgeable just by walking. Oh, big. Yeah, these ones you can walk away from. Can I dodge this? Yeah, again. Just enough space at the top to dodge that right hand. Okay, we're good. I actually have to remember specifically to start firing if I know I'm gonna get hit. That way I take like 33% less damage. Can't tell if I actually got hit there. I think I did. That attack is just go to the center when all four hands do beams. Thank you for the follow. The shockwaves push you a little bit. Oh, I got poisoned. That's a lot of damage. Poison's actually way more dangerous than the regular attacks are. Okay, note to self. Try and avoid the poison hand. Because that one is the most dangerous. Everything else just does some damage. But that does all the damage. Alright, I can't dodge at the top for this one. I don't think I can. Game is really good. I'm really enjoying it. It's not like as polished as Hades, but it kind of lets you go ham in a way that Hades does not. Oh, hey, big bone. Like, gameplay-wise, it's really fun. The localization is kind of crusty, but it's a good time. Like, it's a lot like Gunfire, in that you're not going to get like a very rich story experience or anything like that, but gameplay-wise, it's just a really good time. Oh, you got to give me these choices here, huh? The double legendary versus the one that I really, really want. Ah, jeez. Because, like, both of these would be incredible right now. I think I need the speed, though. Because, yeah, I cannot escape attacks otherwise. I don't have a dash anymore. As painful as it is to pass up the free gigantic heaven sword or the bonus additional swords, I gotta go with it. I gotta go with the regular speed while shooting. Because like now I can just do this constantly everywhere I go. It'll make my survival a lot better. I want to reroll these attributes. I feel like they're pretty good on my sword. Because I have range damage up, blue souls up. Drunk, that's not really happening. Damaging attacks, that is always good. And then frozen, I think I have... Yeah, I have freeze going on with the ghostly strand. Maybe I'll find a better relic. Death Lotus. This does reduce damage. Like, I feel like the Doom is not doing a ton. But then it's also increasing damage they take. Yeah, I think I want to keep that, actually. I didn't actually have to use any healing potions, which was nice in that last run, in that last dungeon. Oh. Can actually move at a good speed now. If anything, this is probably a DPS increase because I don't have to stop shooting to walk away from enemies now, for the most part. Like, I can just kind of walk away while shooting and still be safe. And then shield should cover me for the rest. Maybe I'll get really lucky and get like 3 passives here before the boss. So I feel like the DPS output is going down a little bit now that we're in the 4th act. Yeah, this is a special build where I just decided, no thanks, I don't want to overheat my gun, actually. And the game's like, cool, go for it. These guys have a lot of health, damn. Got some lore. Maybe I'll get what's it called? Maybe I'll get Damnation and solve my DPS issues. So I think with a shield and everything else, I should be okay. Like all my defense up passives, all the extra HP. Try and line it up so I'm hitting multiples. Yeah, the shield basically never goes away. So as long as it's not a boss, I think I can just kind of stand there and tank hits for the most part now. Although I can't do that. I cannot stand in just a volley of arrows and be safe. That's too much. I need to get more damage. Because even with the Sword God and Sword Fairy procs, it's still not doing a ton. At least these big boys. Like, Damnation, the thing is, if you can get hit in a controlled way, eventually it just becomes a flat DPS increase because the defense eventually goes back to neutral. It's best if you take it at, like, the very start of a run, and you can take, like, little hits from the wolves and stuff, and slowly build your defense back up. I believe that's how it works. Not even gonna bother looking at it. There's a little dude that popped up. Let me take out these guys first, because they're going to shoot missiles. Can be a big pain of butt. Also, if I can line it up here, I can just kind of let the piercing do the work for me. Piercing doesn't let you go through walls normally, it's just that this area specifically you can shoot through the roots. But other areas do straight up just have walls that block you. They don't want to go too far against walls in this game. You know. I guess it also depends what difficulty you're playing on. Like if you're on blizzrad, then maybe don't take damnation. Especially if you're at the end of the game. Because I'm pretty sure the last boss would just straight up one-shot you with, like, any attack. Would just slap you, game over. It's not a passive, man. I want to get the book mimics at the very least, so that way I can get passives for free. I haven't even got them. Where are you going? Where are you going? You seem lost. Also the fact that I can now use both my rage movement skill and my regular attack to push me forward a little bit while shooting swords. It means I can keep up with stuff a lot easier. Take out the range dudes first. I'm actually taking some damage here. These guys jump around so much. Honestly, I should just be trying to stack them up on each other so I get more piercing damage. Now, Mr. Tiger Man might be a little tricky, because I'm not going to be able to stack up damage on him. By piercing, it's just him, and that's it. And he's got a lot of HP. Yeah, honestly, I might just have to start doing wall-to-wall pulls. Problem is, some enemies can attack from range, like they can bombard you. And I don't think they will actively try and pursue you. Ooh, passive. Maybe I'll get more like the big heaven sword or something. Yeah, these guys have so much HP, jeez. That stun effect is really useful, though. Like, it just kind of handles groups of dudes. Most of them can't do much about the status effects. They get stunned and paralyzed and poisoned and frozen. Well, not poisoned, but they get frozen. And then doomed, so they take even more damage. Alright, give me something big. None of these are big. Okay, I guess I take Leech Fang. That kind of secures a victory. Because now every time I hit something, once per second, I get 1% of my HP back. And I'm very rarely actually taking damage. Blue Steel... That's mostly for melee, I think. Melee attacks... Yeah, these are all melee. And then the sand, I don't believe, does really a ton of, like, extra damage. Although this is the mini-boss, so I should at least get the, I'll get a treat after beating her. Can I just tank her? I think there's like the one attack that you have to watch out for. She's got to grapple from the ceiling, but everything else, like, you just kind of swing in. Yeah, this one you have to get away from. Honestly, she might still grab me. Yeah, I don't think I can realistically dodge that. Should be able to heal it out, though. Like, she doesn't do that attack super often, so I should have enough time to heal up between ceiling grabs. I also wonder if I can endure with the swords. I don't think you can, but I want to test it out. Gotta do the science. Yeah, I'm gonna try just shooting and see what happens when she lands. Wait, that didn't do any damage, what? Does Endure just break grab attacks? Weird. Did I just discover some tech? Let's see. Okay, that was weird. I was taking damage while she was on the ceiling that time, but yeah, I didn't get hit. I don't know what's going on. This is weird. I think Endure might be breaking something in the scripting. Or is it if you step on the... Weird. Yeah, maybe if you step on the stuff she drops below, that hurts you. It might be like Toxic Spit or something. But it seems like Endure is absolutely just ignoring the grab. It just does not do any damage to me. Because the shield wears off. Wild, hell yeah. If you want to drop a little Heaven Sword for me after the fight, I wouldn't say no. Okay, that one hurt me though. I don't know. I don't know anymore, man. Maybe I'm getting a shield off before she grabs, like the actual attack hits. Programming is fake. And computers just do things arbitrarily like a dog. Don't go on the ceiling again, please. You would. Okay, another one of these ink fire crystals. Like, the true damage on melee and flying sword would be nice on the rage. It feels like the ghostly strand effect is real weak here. Like the doom proc on rage, that's kind of whatever. The big thing is that, like, doom is always active, basically. I'm gonna try it. Man. Really not wanting to give me anything good here. Well, I guess I take concentration, because that is just effectively 20% defense. I hate that I got the double legendary choice, and then now I'm not getting anything. Yeah, here we go. So here's where, like, oh, I didn't actually kill the prince, though. I just, put him in a barrel. Yeah, the rage, I know I can get that back pretty quickly. Hopefully I don't regret this. Ooh, treat. There's a cuss in here! There's two cusses in there! Let's go to the relic and get at least a distill, if nothing else. Actually, yeah, the rage meter's boosting up real quick here. Oh, I guess, yeah, this also does the AoE fart around me. Okay, yeah, this is probably more DPS. Because then it also applies to my melee too, so I'm getting a little bit of extra damage everywhere. Like, there's at least one more guaranteed passive before the final boss, so I might be able to get the Heaven Sword or the Sixth Sword at least there. I think those would be my two most immediate DPS boosts with this build. What are you doing back there? Get out of there. Get out of there. Come on. Embarrassing yourself. Lightning Loop, get out of here. Okay, you see that little pop-up window in the side there? I don't know why that's just hanging out. Can I, like... Hold on. That's from the game. That's not like a different window popping up over the stream. Just don't know why it's there. You don't see it on the right, on the left side beside my, underneath my gauge there? Yeah, I can't click on it. Weird. Hey, man. Oh, this is a mini-boss. I was like, why is this guy taking so long to kill? Oh, we finally got the key herb, damn. That's just from... No, it works with, I'm actually curious. That is only an active, though. Like, I have to manually trigger it. I don't think rage gain is really a problem here. Yeah, I don't think I take this. The big thing for me is active skills. I just don't like using them. I always forget to use them. Whereas the rage skills, like, as soon as they pop off, and the meter fills up, you're good to go. Could be trying to pierce, though. Get more hits. Yeah, maybe I just do wall-to-wall pulls, honestly. Question is, will they all come to this side of the map? Seems like they do. If only the final boss was like 30 different people at the same time. Make my life a little easier. Oh wait, someone else is still alive. It's not these little guys. There we go. Let's go to the soul zone, because I want to get some souls. I actually don't know if you get more on average by going for the swords. I honestly think you might get more on average with the swords, because you fight enemies, and on top of that, you get to recycle the sword if you don't want it. And honestly, with all my defense bonuses now, I think Damnation would be a really good choice. Yeah, obviously it would depend on the quality of the sword, but... I think the worst one you can get is like 50, right? So you get 50 plus whatever you kill. I guess, because you get about, like, what, 100, 200 from the vases normally? As long as you don't get the worst possible result, you'll get probably more on average with the sword. Plus, then you get a sword. I'm also not doing a ton of damage because I don't really have any passives unlocked outside of like a few basic ones on the trees. Like the meta progression passives, I should say. Because once you get all those unlocked, you can do a lot of damage. What am I missing? There's another dude. Where's another guy? It's not that little one. Is that little guy? No. Guess I killed everything and I just missed the slowdown effect? Oh, I'm so slow. Oh no, I'm done. Nope, time to kill the frame rate. Numbers, numbers, numbers! Nope. Fine, I'll kill you too. Cool orb.
这次
I don't think she sold any passives this run.
啊，不喜欢吗？哦，太棒了！再给我更多、更多的灵魂。啊，
Yeah, I don't know.
喜欢吗？
I think the bonus true damage is probably better. I can't really test it here, unfortunately. I can shoot it. Doesn't do much for me, though. Ambrosia does not help a ton, because it turns my melee into finishing moves. What does it do for my... Oh, right, that's on Flicker, which I can't even use. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it. Because I could... Oh no, that's a sword.
加油啊，英雄！你可别让谢。
Tiger. 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 Question is, can I just tank these swings? Seems like I can, actually. Not a ton of damage, but we will eventually get there. It is just going to be a bit of a trip. It almost feels like he's taking less damage now. I wonder if he has like different phases where he has more defense. Are the swords not hitting him or something? No, they're hitting him. It's all because that little window's in the way. Yeah, this dude has been doing a lot of killing. Oh, I actually took damage, holy shit. I have actually taken a little bit of damage. He managed to sneak one in between the shields. What a lord. Literally and figuratively. Alright, I get 2 seconds of free bonus damage and then I'm going to use this skill. How dare you. Yeah, Damnation would save this build, I think. Well, just not save it, but make it a little bit faster. which I could in theory get if I'm incredibly lucky. And the game wants to throw me a bone or two. Because I'm going to get one more passive here, and maybe if I'm lucky, the goddess is going to have another passive that I can buy, but I haven't been getting any this game. Sometimes she sells passives, but it's pretty rare. I find that it's almost always swords and relics. Because there's only one slot that a passive can show up in, and it's pretty rare. Air out. Lightning on. Oh, what, this is actually getting through some of my shield. So this is why I wanted that healing build, or the healing passive, by the way. Because even with shield, it's still not enough to survive a lot of it. Whereas this just kind of lets me keep my HP topped off. As long as I make a token attempt every, 10 minutes to dodge an attack. I wonder if his Sky Piercer attack actually gets broken, the Dragoon Dive, if I use my Fortify swords as well. Slowly chipping him down. Not the most elegant way to win, but it is a way to win. Yeah, maybe I should have taken Damnation, because I think I was offered that earlier. Oh no, that was on my first run, never mind. No, that was my first one. My first run when I had absolutely no passives. Yeah, the boss is thinking, oh man, I've been wailing on this dude. He's gotta be almost dead, right? Meanwhile, I sit here, ha ha ha, sword machine go brrr. I'm trying to, like, turn my stick as though it'll change anything. Like, oh, I can maybe get a more efficient attack on him if I move this way. Like, probably not. Probably just have to point roughly his way and hold down square and R1, and I will eventually win. As long as he doesn't push me, like, out into a weird corner. Come on, Damnation. Oh wow, actually took damage. How dare you. Yeah, even his big swipe doesn't do, like, anything. It's only when he just managed to squeeze between my shield procs. Alright, White Wolf main. It's for melee. Nah. Still that. Another impossible sword, damn. I swear I got this exact one before, the Sharp Fang, the Tooth Blade. Okay. I think we go for Sword of Heaven here. Because the crit damage is nice, but I want to say this is double. And the individual hits will probably not be as much as Big Sword. And maybe I'll get really, really, really lucky. And get one more passive from the Goddess Lady. Come on, you wanna sell me Pat? Look how many souls I got. I'm loaded. I know you want to sell me that Damnation. She did not want to sell me Damnation.
可是朝思暮想呢。
Well, there's a Wind Chaser herb. Sheath has a 10% chance to reset your cooldown.
太棒了！再给我更多、更多。
I almost wonder if this might be better.
太棒了！再给我。
Because when you deal Flying Sword damage to a target, I get 11 extra damage. And this is every time I deal damage, so I'm hitting a lot. That'd be a lot of extra damage, I think. Oh, actually, yeah, Wind Chaser, that could be a good choice, too. Yeah, I think this is more damage overall, because my Sheath is usually in cooldown, so I can pop that. And we'll distill the rest of these. Not even going to look at the sword. I don't want it.
路上可要小心啊，英雄。妾身可是十分关心你。
Hey, Mr. Gamble, man. I know you don't normally give away passives, but maybe just this one time? Oh, wow. Legendary zombie finger. Yeah, I shouldn't be messing around with this. Not at the end of the game. I think this is our build. Actually, this might be better, like the Ghostly Strand, because I probably cannot stun or fear the final boss. Freeze, I think, does work, but it's only for the purpose of dealing additional damage if I have passives that do that. I think I want to switch that out, actually. Plus, it increases my movement speed. Yeah. Poison will at least do damage, whereas those will not do much of anything.
准备好了吗？
Alright.
皇帝老儿就在家。
Time to see if this clown show can handle the final boss. This absolute nonsense. Ow. Much like all roguelikes, it ends with destroying a giant chair. Alright, how's our damage output looking here? Not incredible. Okay, the Heaven Sword is doing a good chunk of damage at least. I think the Heaven Sword might be on a cooldown though. Unfortunate. Actually, the output's not terrible. Because we're getting extra damage as well after we use the Sheath skill. I just gotta remember to pop it as soon as it happens. Okay, that attack can deal a little bit of damage through my shield, because that normally does a lot anyways. Squeezing every last possible bit of damage I can here. I don't think I really have to dodge those, but I'm gonna do it regardless. It'd be cool if this game had like a training area, like a room where you could test your damage output based on the relics that you have. Like to pick relics and say, okay, I want to have this, this, and this, and see how much damage you do. It's really nice when games let you do that, rather than having to do guesswork mid-run. Very, very slow burn here. We'll get there. Man, Damnation would have been such a good pickup, though. Alright, Kingdom Hearts time. I think I just keep shooting because I get the damage or the defense bonus. This is the only attack that is going to be remotely threatening, I think. Because I can't actually get my shield up because he's invincible during this phase. If he was smart, he would just do that the entire time, but that would probably not be super fun as a player. Yeah, look how much we're healing, just passively. There's also a passive on the permanent tree that lets you get, what's it called? You can have extra defense after you spend all of your gourds. Ow. Obviously, probably not a strategy you want to go for, but it is nice to have. Combine that with the thing that just lets you use gourds instantly. Yeah, even all 3 hits, they can't get through my shield. Yeah, this game is really fun. I just picked maybe not the best build in terms of dealing raw damage. But this game lets you go pretty wombo. Oh, he actually damaged me. What the heck? Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to use a gourd. I hit R1 or L1 by mistake. Alright, we're about 65%. We're getting there. Yeah, we traded speed for invulnerability. Not true invulnerability, but effectively, I'm not going to be getting killed during this fight, I think. Unless I royally mess up the last phase, because I think the phase where he, like, kind of pulls you to the center and makes everything all purple and stinky, I think that is actually an instant kill if he hits you with it, but it's super easy to dodge. Maybe we'll get to the point where there are just too many poison pools on the floor that I can't get away from it. The best part is it's not even a weak point. The only way to turn off my shield is to for me to stop attacking, which he has no way of doing. He has no way of stopping me from attacking because I have Endure on my sword blast, which means I never actually get knocked down. I never have to stop shooting. And then when my shield is active, I'm also regenerating HP. This is like one of the early FF11, like the Nightmare Warden or whatever it's called, Absolute Virtue. Where people had to fight it for 12 hours and people passed out during the fight, and even then they didn't get it. I'm glad FF14 got so much better about raids. Because, like, looking back on stuff like the Binding Coil raids, man, those things were not super well designed. Oh, you have to stack for this attack. There's no marker that says you have to do it, but you have to do it. Hope you like trial and error when learning this fight, otherwise you're just gonna watch a guide. We're getting there. This has to be the most, like, absolutely demoralizing thing if you were the boss here. Just sit there calling all 4 of your swords out to try and kill this one jerk who just sits there and shoots swords at you. Yeah, some of the coils just, you cannot solve them, which, you know, fair enough, you need to have teamwork, even if you unsync. And I'm not saying, like, that's the bad design, I'm just saying stuff like, the Twin Townia fight where There's a couple of attacks that you have to stack for, but then other attacks that almost look identical that you don't stack for, that you actually kill everybody if you stack for. Oops. There's a reason that they don't put the Bahamut raids in the roulette, is all I'm saying. Maybe they'll redesign them at some point. Ow. Should be coming up to final phase pretty soon. He's almost down to like 30%. Although, God, he's going to spend a lot of time doing the stomp and be invincible attack. I don't really have the DPS to deal with that. Oh, cool. His dashes are purple now. Thankfully, that attack is super easy to dodge. Just after he does a combo, walk behind him. Oh, wow, even that attack, I think I can tank it. That's the attack that could very well one-shot you if you take Damnation and it hits you. The big, big sword. Because that does a lot of damage. Yeah, like, this is the problem when he goes invincible. Really wish you could do something to speed it up or, like, stop it from happening there. Yeah, I guess you get out a little faster. At least we get some voice acting now. Get to hear the dude tell me to kneel over and over again. Oh my god, I love that people legit did not know lean was like a drug. And they just thought it was like, oh, it's just like orange, it's just grape juice. What? It's actually a thing? And then the one tweet about this new age language, these new terms, it's not a new turn. I was about to start swinging at him for a second. It is a new generation discovering old slang, which I am all about. Yeah, big sword is not a problem. How much damage do I take if I step in these anyways? Oh, a good chunk, actually. I should avoid it during this phase just because I can't get my shield back up. God, it feels like he's taking less damage now. I guess because he's spending a lot of time in Invincible. Come on, man. We might have to dodge a lot of poop this time. I almost wonder if I'm missing sometimes because it's aligning me on a weird spot. Yeah, it's got a nice thunk. This game has pretty good sound. Like when you get all your lightning procs going off in a big clump of dudes, it sounds sufficiently zappy. On the plus side, doing this fight, you'll learn the Chinese word for kneel. Oh, right. If I'm too far in the wall, it's just going to eat the swords. I need to get a little farther away. I think we can do it. It's just going to take a bit. Weisha. Problem is he likes to dash, and that usually puts him up against a wall. So a lot of my blades are going to get eaten here. Zap, zap, zap. I probably should just be shooting for the damage and defense boost, nothing else. Whenever you see the HP bar move, that's a win. That's a win for us. God, I wonder how much damage I've actually taken during this run, like if it would count it up. How many times over I would be dead by now, were it not for all the shields and the dumb healing that I've been doing. Because it's got to be at least, like... Jeez. Probably... 20 to 30 times over I'd be dead, if not more. Not even factoring in, like, my defense bonuses here. ...2022 Jiashad, the Dragon Emperor, Stop Being Alive challenge. Oh wow, it actually hurt me that time. The big sword. Slowly running out of room. Just a little bit of claustrophobic here, it's fine. I'm actually taking some damage. Like, I almost wonder if running in for damage, like with the sword, is the wrong choice because I'm getting a lot of it eaten by the corners. It's only if he's in the center that I should be swinging in like this. We're almost there. Very slowly chipping him down. Yeah, that's understandable. I had no idea this build was going to be such a tanky, just never die build. Alright. It's alright. We turned this guy into a bunch of dust, and now we're going to go stab a chair. And that's going to solve everything. That pop-up is still there, I don't know why. I think it just lives there now. Trip was really hard. I had to hold down square and R1. Sometimes I had to press R2. Yeah, I believe this is the bad ending. I know there's another one. It almost feels like she's supposed to be like a bonus boss or something, but I don't know if there's a way to, like, do that. Yeah, I know you can fish for the relic, it's just not, like, super exciting to watch. Anyways, that is Warm Snow. I'm gonna call it there for today because I gotta get going soon. Hope you all had a good one. I'll be back tomorrow. Most likely at the usual time at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. So definitely feel free to drop by for that. I might be checking out another roguelike. I've got a key for Dead Estate, and I want to stream that. I'm going to host you over to Voice of Dog. He's doing some Endwalker, so keep in mind if you don't want to be spoiled, he might be, I'm not sure where in the story he is or what he is doing. So here's your warning ahead of time if you don't want to be spoiled on Endwalker. You got like 10 seconds to peace out. Otherwise, we are gonna call it there. But thanks for stopping by, everybody. Hope you had a good one. Enjoy your family day, and if you don't celebrate it, enjoy your Monday. Take it easy.